All right, welcome into our sports talk at the stadium. Kevin McCrary here at Death Valley, and you can may not see it, but it's still dumping rain behind me. It has been a interesting day weather-wise. Hey, happy we have a sponsor here at Sports Talk at the stadium. Now you can see the logo there and scsoybean.org there on the crawl. The Sports Talk at the stadium is presented by South Carolina Soy Farmers and their checkoff. You can learn more at scsoybeans.org. Pork powered by soy. And despite the rain, let me just begin by saying, despite the rain, this was a very impressive crowd. It was pretty much full to the gills here at Death Valley, and they stayed throughout, and it was dumping, especially in the second half. There was a lot of rain coming down. Clemson got the win. It was quite the game. The Tigers just jumped out quick, 14 points on the board before you even had a chance to really catch your breath. And they kind of rode that out from there offensively because they started spinning their tires a little bit, didn't do a lot offensively, and Notre Dame in the second half started making some plays. But again, the Clemson defense, this has been their blueprint, really. I mean, going back 3 years now, going back to that Orange Bowl win against Ohio State when Braxton Miller threw an interception to Stephon Anthony to seal that game. Anthony and the defense sealed that game. And last year, countless games from Syracuse to Louisville. So many games where the Tigers defense had to step up and make a play to hold on to a victory. Boston College last year. Same this year. A couple of weeks ago against Louisville, the defense had to make the stops, had to make the play, got the sack to hold off Louisville. Tonight, the defense forced 4 second-half turnovers and held off Notre Dame. Deshaun Kaiser, the Notre Dame quarterback, was really trying to carry the Irish to an improbable, really, come-from-behind win, down 18 going into the fourth quarter, and they darn near tied it up and may have, if not for Brian Kelly, calling what I thought at the time. I tweeted this. I had no idea why they were going for 2 there. And I got a bunch of snarky responses of, hey, he's trying to get it to 10. I understand that he wanted to get it to 10, but you don't need it at 10 at that point with 14 left. You might have to go for 2 eventually, but you are going to need another touchdown. So you wait and get that touchdown with 14 to play. And you don't know what's going to happen. You can't assume Clemson isn't going to score again. They did. They kick the field goal, and then you had to go for 2 to chase the points. That's where they got stoned on that last 2-point play when it could have been an extra point to tie it and send it to overtime. And the way Notre Dame's offense was playing and the way their defense was playing, I would have given the Irish a very good chance in the overtime. But the haters out there will say, well, Notre Dame gave it away, but you still have to give Clemson and that defense credit. They made plays. They turned Notre Dame over inside the 5 on their next to last drive to hold on. To make that lead hold up. They managed to secure that lead despite the fact that the offense, they had 296 yards of total offense. Notre Dame had almost 500 yards of total offense. So Clemson was absolutely 437 yards of total offense for Notre Dame. Watson didn't even throw for 100 yards. He actually had more yards rushing than passing tonight. Got to think that's the first time that's happened in a while for Clemson. He had 97 yards passing, 99 yards rushing. Gallman did go over 100 yards with 102. The offense didn't have a great game. And I think this is, to me, if I had to say, what are my surprises with Clemson? The defense is way better than I thought it would be. I thought they had a chance to have a good defense. I did not believe that Clemson was going to be able to ride its defense again this year. I thought they'd ride their offense, and I thought the defense would give up some points. But the offense has not been what I expected them to be. Dumping rain. I get it. And Tony Elliott said that he was taking it easy. They were being conservative and almost to a fault there. But it was raining for Notre Dame too, and they were putting points on the board there in the second half. In that fourth quarter specifically, in a hard rain, they scored 19 points. Clemson scored 3. So the Tiger offense, they're going to have to find themselves a little bit here if they really want to have the kind of season that they're hoping to have. And that season now becomes not just going back to a big bowl game like the Orange Bowl, it becomes getting into that playoff. And this win was a huge step in that direction. I'm not ready to anoint Clemson a playoff team just yet, but that win is a big step in that direction. And they get a Georgia team that is reeling. They've lost 3 straight in here next week. They get Florida State, a team that scuffled a little bit against Wake Forest and hasn't really found itself offensively. And they get them at Death Valley. They have a schedule that sets up very nice for them at this stage in the game, but they are going to have to find some offense. They cannot continue to count on the defense to carry them. And I say that because that's exactly what the defense has done. And that's what the defense did last year. Brent Venables, I know he's one of the highest paid defensive coordinators in the country. They probably need to go ahead and give him a raise. And if I'm an AD looking for a coach, the guy deserves at least a sniff for what he's done with this Clemson defense. They have rebranded themselves defensively at Clemson. A few years ago, they were the butt of a lot of jokes defensively. They gave up 70 in the Orange Bowl against West Virginia. They're not that defense anymore. They're far from it. So that was very impressive for the Tigers to find a way to get that win and move to 4-0 and continue to progress towards their ultimate goal, which again, I think now people they're thinking playoff for this team, and they're starting to find themselves in that boat. So again, I can't stress enough how impressive the crowd was. It was an electric atmosphere, despite that it was dumping rain. It was raining the whole game. At some points, it was raining very hard. Other points, it did kind of back off a little bit, but it was a very hard downpour most of this game, and the crowd stayed there till the very end, and it was a decisive home field advantage for Clemson, and these people were here most of the day, so that was very impressive. And the Tigers are going to have to watch out. I think Georgia Tech now becomes a dangerous game. You got so high up for this one. Georgia Tech's lost 3 straight. They're always dangerous with that triple option, and they've always kind of seemed to be a bugaboo for Clemson. Can they avoid the big letdown? Can they avoid that slip up? And there's going to be some landmines there. Every week's going to be a landmine. They're going to get everybody's best shot. But the Tigers do find a way to get this win. They find a way to pull it out here in soggy Death Valley, and they'll continue moving forward. I encourage you to listen to Dabo Swinney's postgame. We have the story posted there at sportstalksc.com. He settled a lot of scores when it comes to people that were playing up Notre Dame people. Everybody knows Notre Dame's one of those programs that you're either a Notre Dame fan or you hate them. They're kind of like the Yankees or the Lakers or the Celtics. You're either a fan of that program or team, or you absolutely loathe them and you root against them. And Notre Dame has a way to get under people's skin. And apparently some Notre Dame writers and reporters definitely got under Dabo's skin and his team's skin, and they used that as motivation. And he reeled off a bunch of stats and a bunch of facts about Clemson and Notre Dame, pointed out that Clemson has more bowl wins in the past 38 years than Notre Dame, more overall wins. They beat them head-to-head tonight. And he said his words were, don't buy the lie that Notre Dame is a better program. In his mind, people should have been talking about Clemson the way they were talking about Notre Dame. And that's what the Tigers are still fighting for, really, is respect. They've won over Notre Dame. They won over Oklahoma. They won over Ohio State, LSU, South Carolina. That's just in the past, 4 years. Those are some pretty impressive wins. Auburn, throw in there. They've had some nice wins. More than nice wins, great wins here over the past few seasons. So Clemson's definitely proved that they have a program, and they are an elite team in college football right now. Can they take that next step? That's the question. This is a team that's going to win a lot of games. They're going to go to a great bowl game, but can they have that special season, that once every 10, 20, well, in Clemson's case, 30-year type season, we're in the mix to go deep and make a run and maybe get into that 4-team playoff. It's going to be an interesting ride here at sportstalksc.com. We kind of have 2 teams going in 2 different directions with the Gamecocks and the Tigers, but it's going to make for a lot of good discussion, certainly. So we're glad you checked this out here at sportstalksc.com. Again, want to really give a shout out to the South Carolina soybean farmers and their checkoff. And again, you can learn more there at scsoybean.org, and pork powered by soy. Happy to have them sponsoring our sports talk at the stadium. And if you like this, visit and take care of our sponsors, because we appreciate them taking care of us. That's how we get to come to you sports talk at the stadium. So that's going to do it from here at Death Valley. It's like, what time is it here? Oh, it's a little after 2 in the morning. So it's been a long night. I'm going to get the sports talk pontoon gassed up, throw my jacket on, and then cruise on back to Columbia, and we'll get ready for a great week of sports talk. We'll have the teleconferences later today. Spurrier at 2, Dabo at 6. Those pieces will be posted on the website and the show on Monday. You need to join us there and share your thoughts with us. Thanks for tuning in here at Sports Talk at the Stadium, and thank you to our special new sponsor, scsoybean.org and the soybean farmers.